You are now listening to About That Business, hosted by Rom Wills. Rom Wills is an entrepreneur and personal coach who has helped people reach their fullest potential personally and professionally. Take it away, Rom.
Thank you, Marshall. Today I'm going to talk about your personal brand. Now, that's very important, right? That's very important. And really, your brand is what your image says to the world, what you say to the world, what do you represent. Now, understand something about the personal brand. It's bigger than just your business. It's not even just about money. I mean, of course, on this channel, I talk about making money and you can use your brand to make money, but it's about your economic viability in the world and how the world sees you. You could be somebody who's quite content to work a particular 9-to-5 job or a salary job because it represents your purpose in life, or that's just where you are. It's still a brand that you have, right? You know, it's like when you go on an interview, right? You go on an interview. And as I said, I've worked in retail, and it amazed me. You would see somebody come in for an interview wearing just some casual clothes, right? Wearing some casual clothes, or even one time I saw a guy come in t-shirt and shorts. And see, that's a bit, and short term, it would seem to be all right because usually these people still get the job, but that's just the nature of retail, especially if it's a large place, right? If it's a large place, it's pretty much you walk in and you have the job as long as you reasonably articulate. In fact, usually it's like a rubber stamp. As long as you don't have like something major on your record or something, and sometimes they're not looking at that. But that still represents your brand, though. Because it makes a big difference how they're going to start treating you. You know, if you're trying to move up on any job, they're going to treat you initially to how they perceived you at first. And that could stay with you. They'll say, yeah, he came into this thing with, t-shirt and shorts. All right, we're going to give him the menial stuff to do, right? Because I give y'all something with this. When I was working my main retail thing, I worked a couple places retail, but I worked for a large store. And it was, I started out part-time, but I came in there with a shirt and tie on. And for a very menial position, right? But they actually put me in a higher position. I ain't even interviewed for it. I came in thinking I would be doing just some menial stuff because I already had a job anyway. This was just a part-time. They had me doing something more complicated. And I was just like, oh, okay. But then it was the image I came in with. I had the glasses, necktie, looked very professional, right? In fact, I actually dressed down but I still wanted to say, hold up, this dude got good shoes on, slacks, everything. Looked like I'm going for like a regular job. And ironically, I didn't dress up. I would have threw on a suit or something. But as I was to find out later, I actually intuitively known for the job I was going for, they didn't want to get somebody overqualified. But still, to the point, I still came in for that, and it affects it. And that's anything, right? Like your personal brand is what you have on social media. Like people put some crazy stuff on social media, right? And I've heard of jobs that will ask for your password or something to look at it, which I've heard that. I don't know how true that is, because I know if a job asks for my password, I'll be like, no. I'd be like, no, I guess I don't need this job that badly. But don't think for a second they won't check out your personal media. They might just say, your social media. They might say that. It's like, what image are you presenting on here? That's why a lot of professionals, everybody's not on, people always say everybody's on social media. The higher up some professionals go, other than like some job networking sites like LinkedIn, people ain't on social media like that. Or even if they are, maybe on like something like Facebook to keep up with family and friends, they very careful what they put and say or even share. And of course, I know some people, especially those with security clearances, they not on social media at all. You have no idea what they look like. There's a lot of people, especially it seems like a lot of people when they get into six figures, they not on there. But that's their brand. Don't think for a second someone won't check out your image. Like if you going on an interview or something, right? Well, let's just say an interview like for a more prestigious position, right? And I learned this back in high school because during the summer jobs program from DC, I know that's one thing when rest in peace, Marion Barry. He made sure every kid had a job. But one of the things, in addition to a job, there were training sessions. Like you'll have a whole auditorium full of kids, and they would show us some stuff. One of the things they taught us, they said, hey, you go in for an interview, right? Be careful, be mindful how you present yourself in an interview. Or just in an interview room waiting to wait. Because you might be in there, it might be a few other guys, a few other people, plus you have like an administrative assistant or something. The administrative assistant is really the one evaluating you. And they will do that. There's jobs, they will you being evaluated just from they looking at you right there. That's very important. That's your brand though. Like every image that you present to the world is your brand. And that's one thing you have to protect. What does your brand say about you? Does it say you're a party person, or does it say you're irresponsible? How's your look? Now I know a lot of people out here get tattoos and everything, but but it affects them in the long term. Sometimes you gotta think about that. Like I don't have any tattoos, and if I did, they wouldn't be visible in most cases. Because you limit yourself depending on where you want to work. Unless you want to work in an environment where having tattoos is okay. And that's usually like low-paying retail jobs or something like that. The only time I think I've seen one doctor who was tatted up. But it makes it harder. I mean, an average person has to go for a job or something. Or even doing business, depending on where you're doing business. You got to think about those things. Like, you can't just run out and get some. You got to think, okay, somewhere down the road, is this going to be an issue? Because when you get in, especially when you get into business, the business people are notoriously conservative. I guarantee you, like, a lot of people got something against Trump or whatever, and they always point to his base, and they'll point to the white nationalists, or I'll say lower thinking people, lower vibration folks. But quiet as it's kept, there's a lot of business people of all races that support him. That's because by nature, business people are conservative. They will always vote for the conservative candidate. All right. But that conservatism also extends to how they view your image and everything. So it's very important you develop it. I mean, it goes without saying you develop it for business. But even then that's important, because I've noticed that the men and women who support me, they support me because of the image I present, right? I would describe it as that crazy uncle at the barbecue or something who all of a sudden, once everybody had their jokes up, we started talking about religion or politics or get real deep. So as a result, I tend to attract those type of people. But that's really my brand, to say I can be versatile like that. I can kick it in the barbershop or with some or in the boardroom. And also it's like I really present, like, I say overall a clean cut image. But that's the brand. I want to have the brand that I'm taking seriously in any environment. And, I never know. Even though I don't have, I'm 99% certain I don't want to work for anybody. You never know that one time that might be something that I really want to do or learn. Because I'm the type, I'll take a job just to learn it. I will take a part-time job somewhere, right? I'll take it right now, even though I don't need the money. If it's something that I want to learn for something else. I'm not above that. If I need to learn some particular skill or something, I will take it just to learn. Like I might sometimes I think about working at a distribution center or something just to watch it, just to learn it, even if it's for a little bit. It's something I might do this winter too. Like get one of those like jobs at some warehouse or something just to see how it runs. Just pay attention to everything. right? But even then, the brand, people got to look at me like, oh, this is an intelligent, hardworking looking dude. So work on that personal brand, and remember, it's bigger than business. You know, like some people put like some crazy stuff online and everything. People, you never know who's going to end up looking at that, right? You never know. You know, that's why I like even on my like my Facebook, people I get tagged all the time, but I don't always share the tag because I gotta think, okay, do I need some random person seeing this? So anyway, right? Work on that personal brand, and remember, let's go make that money.